Hey, what is up? My name is Josh or Leeroy Williams here at Rops Productions. I am a DJ and experience coordinator ready to celebrate and elevate your big day. My ideal couple is anyone that wants to be on the dance floor with their family and friends, ready to celebrate and have a good time. I also enjoy couples who like to come back behind the booth and just hang out with me and celebrate. My mixing style is pretty open. I love a good remix to a song, but I also love the originals. If there's a song that just everyone is on the dance floor and enjoying, I'm gonna let that one play. But if you want me to mix into a couple different songs with transitions, I got you for those things as well. So my main goal is to really create the best soundtrack for your perfect day. Really just a seamless flow from beginning of ceremony into cocktail hour and all the way into your reception. So by the end of the night, you or a family or friend comes up to you and says, holy crap, that was a great time. If I get that statement, if I get those words, then I know I did exactly what I came here to do. As your experience coordinator, my goal is to really learn about your wedding day and how we can elevate that experience and make it the most memorable and most magical moment for you, your booth and your family and friends. My favorite song to open the dance floor, it varies. It could be something classic like B-52's Love Shack or Earth, Wind & Fire. It could be something that's brand new like Bruno Mars' track that he just dropped. Really, whatever your guests are feeling around dinner time and cocktail hour, that's what I'll open the dance floor with. Just wanting to make sure that when we do get on that dance floor, we're ready to have a good time. If I had one piece of advice to give a couple, it would be have fun, trust the process, and trust your DJ. Because with us there, our goal is to make sure that you have the best time. So we are going to make sure that that does happen. My MC style is very energetic, very outgoing, less of the introvert, more of the extrovert. I want to make sure that I keep it classy, keep it professional, but I also want to entertain your guests who are out there. So if they want to have some fun with me, they know that I am very welcoming. I have that great vibe. But at the end of the day, you have me there to play music, MC a great wedding, and go from there. So whatever that looks like for us is what I'll make it. But I promise, no cheesy DJ, no cheesy MC. My wedding superpower, if I had to come up with one, it would be my ability to interact with your guests. Whether you think they're at a level 6, I'm going to bring it to a 9. If they're at a level 10, we're going to go to 12. But the goal is to really just have fun with everyone that is there for your special day. I love a good slow dance every once in a while at a wedding. It really gets your guests out there to share in a magical moment with you two. What I have to say is my favorite slow dance is really what's popular at the moment. But if we talk during our planning, during any of those things, I want to make sure that that slow dance vibe matches yours. So it could be anything from an old slow dance to something that's brand new. What I want it to do is really bring your family and friends out there to share in that dance with you too. My favorite slow dance is, ooh, man, I got to think about this. I got 6 in here, because I'm still making it, curating for the year 2026, 2027. But if I had to say, these are all my good ones. If the World Burns Down, Casey Musgraves, great one. Horoscope, John Bellion, Fire. Louis Capaldi just dropped one called The Day That I Die, brings me to tears. The Few Things with JP Sachs, and then one of my favorite artists of all time is Quinn92, and he has one called Good Thing Go. Good Thing Go, yep. One of my favorite artists. I love slow dances that are not the norm. If I can make it unique, let's make it unique. Man, so I have a serious one and then I have a funny one. My serious one is when guests come up to me and they ask, you must get a kick out of watching all these people dance terribly. And my response to that always is, I'm just glad that you're all having a good time. I've never once DJ'd a wedding, looked at my dance floor and been like, this is ridiculous. Like, I love watching everyone have a great time. That's really where it comes. So I kind of give that uplifting vibe back to them. But that is my serious pet peeve, because I've never wanted to be one that judges people when they're dancing, because they're there to have a good time and celebrate with you. Now, an honest pet peeve, like a funny one, got one, just thought about it. Now, thankfully, again, we do it with a smile on our face, but the biggest pet peeve are the people who put the drinks on our table. There it is. Scares me for the tech. Because if that stuff tips over, we can't DJ. That's a big pet peeve. However, we are very flexible and we make sure that we make it safe for everyone. Something to avoid for my couples is when it comes to your ceremony or your introductions, thinking that you can get the timing of the song to a T. I'm going to take that idea and just toss it, because while we can make it work in our heads and execution, there are so many outside forces that could challenge and change that. And the last thing you want to do is get your expectations super, super high, and then all of a sudden the wind, the weather, somebody walks a little slower than you thought, that could mess up that timing that you want for that particular issue or concern. Now, the solution to that is really just have fun with it. Trust your DJ. If it's a longer song, if it's queuing, that's where I got you, where we're going to work through those things in the planning process to execute something that you're really, really going to like, regardless of any of those jitters or concerns that you may have. So in this line of work as a DJ, there are some emergencies that do pop up, whether that could be power outages, whether that could be lack of outlets, anything that you may not see that is behind the scenes that we see as DJs. Always coming prepared with additional speakers, additional power, additional plugs. Anything that we can do to make that happen is what we're going to create. Now, forces of nature may get in the way. We're going to try to be as flexible as possible. We are not perfect, but the goal is to always have something as a backup so that we can continue our flow and continue our execution to make the day as close to perfection as we can. The DJ that has inspired my career, DJ Jazzy Jeff. No. I don't really have like a wedding DJ or anyone that I've seen, really create this. My introduction into wedding industry was dancing at a wedding, and eventually I fell in love with the process of learning how to MC and how to create perfect weddings. So from that, I guess I am my own favorite person. But really what it comes down to is learning the ins and outs from the beginning without having, a big role model or somebody to look at. The focus was and is to create your wedding day. So how do we do that? And how do we execute that? Because at the end of the day, I am that DJ, and I will not be, and I cannot be the DJ that I may or may not look up to, DJ Jazzy Jeff. If I had to pick a favorite wedding enhancement, I do like some lighting behind the DJ to really accent and make the dance floor the party that you want it to be. If I had to pick something more intimate, I do love the LED signs. The LED signs that you can use as a backdrop for photos. Number one, your guests get to use it and they get to have fun. But number two, we can always go and snap a picture together, which is really, really cool. But if I had to go with lighting from the DJ's perspective, it really does change the atmosphere from when it is time to party and celebrate. Your guests love when the house lights go down and the DJ lights come on. My song request policy is pretty flexible with some hard no's, and let me explain that. So I want to know what it is that you are looking for when it comes to guest requests, but I also want you to understand as we go through this process that your guests are the make or break of the most amazing night of your life. So with that being said, I don't want them to feel negated or negative towards a DJ who just has his head down. That is not me. I want your guests to see me and see that I am a good time, and they can feel comfortable coming up to me, because once that positive vibe is around them, that really gets them to open up. Now, if they're asking for requests that are way in left field or on the do not play list, the last thing I want to tell them is no, because that does break the mood. But instead, I'll say something along the lines of like, hey, I have a list that I have to go through first, or I'll say something along the lines of, hey, give me something that flows with what's playing right now. And that way they feel welcome, they don't feel rejected, and they can go back and dance. But once that request, if it makes sense, if it vibes, if it flows, I'm going to see them point back at me when it plays. Man, if I had to pick top three, I have had the pleasure of, venues, top three.
Yeah, venues. Just say
Venues. Okay. If I had to pick my top three venues, it's hard to put a top three for those venues because I have the opportunity and the privilege to DJ and hang out at multiple venues throughout the year. But if I had to pick my top three venues, number one would probably be Hazelwood Weddings, because they have a great execution team. They have a great planning event combo that I have always had perfection with. My number two would be Historic Acres of Hershey. They are fantastic with their flow, and their vendor list is amazing. And then if I had to pick a third one that's a little bit more intimate, I would say Moonstone Manor, because I've done a lot of weddings there. But outside of that, I mean, I could list off like 20 or 30 of them because they're all great. Those are the three venues that I have a lot of great interactions over and over and over again. Ooh, my personal musical taste is all over the place. I'm an old soul by nature. I do love me some Motown, but honestly, anytime music plays, I'm having a great time. So if it's, top 40, I'll be doing that. Dubstep, I love that. I'm a huge advocate for emo. So if you like an emo set, I would put that in there. But at the end of the day, I would play and I will listen to anything that is good music, because that is all my brain does all day. So what I do in my spare time really is I like to spend time with Amanda and our kids, our gaggle, just having that family time together. If I'm not doing that, I'm usually working out at home, and recently just trying to get more into some me time of like meditation, yoga, and just grounding, just staying pretty low key to recharge. So I have been a DJ since 2013. Started out as an assistant and very quickly went into the MC role. Fell in love with the process of learning couples and what their visions are, and that eventually accelerated into where I am today, which has also been an officiant, an MC, a hype man, and a DJ, and just kind of creating, what you're going to see as we create, your unique experience. Here are my 3 tips to give to couples who are in the planning process of their wedding. Number 1, do not sleep on your favorite vendors. If you are engaged or you're planning to get engaged, start reaching out, because your favorite vendors will get picked up quickly. My second tip for couples is when it comes to your music taste and what you want your atmosphere for your wedding day to be, really send those ideas to your DJ, because your vibe is going to be completely unique. Your vibe is going to be completely unique to what you two want, and our job as your DJ is to make that become a reality. My third tip for couples is get your DJ and have fun. Find a DJ that is going to elevate your experience, give you that opportunity to just relax and have fun with your family and friends, and most importantly, the DJ is able to be cohesive with your vendor team, so that when it is time for you to sit down after that first dance, you know that you were in the best hands possible. Hey, what is up? This is Josh or Leeroy from Ross Productions. We are super grateful and honored that you are giving us the opportunity to elevate and create your magical moment. We're excited that you're here. So all I ask for you is to check out the information that we have for you. Let's talk details, let's find a time, and let's connect. As the experience coordinator here at Ross Productions, my goal is to ensure that we figure out what exactly you need to create the perfect wedding day. So once again, I am Leeroy or Josh from Ross Productions. I'm excited to learn a little bit more about your day. I'm very excited to show you what we do here at Ross Productions, and most importantly, I can't wait for us to connect. So let's do that, and let's have a great time.